present from a platform, you're going to be able to better connect with your audience, because your audience is going to be able to feel that emotion coming through. And this is a process that I use for coming up with material that I use to present. And as an example of this, I want to tell you about a time last summer when I was asked to come up with a presentation, with a speech. Not a very long one, about 8 or so minutes. And I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted to. It was for a Toastmasters audience. And what I was looking through my story file and nothing was connected with me. Well, what do I want to do? And I was driving my son to his soccer game over at Martha Rivers Park back in, I guess it was September. And as I was driving into the park, I saw a banner for a Red Cross blood drive. And it was something I had totally forgotten about for years, or at least had disavowed. But I said, yes, that's what I want to do. And for way of example, I want to offer the speech that I came up with there and share it with you today. The title of the speech is Take the Baton. You know what this is? Any ideas? It's a baton. You heard the title of the speech. Great. It's a baton, just like the ones used in athletic relay races, where the runner that has it has the responsibility to run as hard and as fast as he or she can before passing it to the next runner who takes it and has to do likewise. But this baton is not for use in an athletic relay race. It does, however, represent a requirement to give. Now, you can relax, so I'm not going to ask you to get out your checkbook or your credit card. You can save that for the Rotary Foundation. And I'm not going to ask you to invest a lot of your time. Now, the responsibility represented in this baton can only be fulfilled by rolling up your sleeve. You see, this is a baton of giving blood. This is a baton of life. Madam President, fellow Rotarians and guests, I have been a regular blood donor since I was in high school. And yes, that was during the Nixon administration. Hey, they did have blood banks back then. And some of you may have even been Rotarians already. Now, I became a blood donor because my involvement in Boy Scouts and linked to the Red Cross, it was a natural thing to do. Because I was taught that giving is an important part of living. Now, I'm going to go through a little bit of a review of high school biology. You did all pass high school biology, right? Now, I know I've got some physicians in the audience here, so you can keep me honest, right? There are 4 basic blood types: A, B, AB, and O. Generally, you can give blood to people who have the same blood type as you do. One exception: type O. Type O blood can be given to anyone. But someone with type O blood can only safely receive blood from another type O donor. Now, along with blood type, there's a thing called Rh factor, rhesus factor. When Rh factor is just a protein in your blood, you either have it or you don't. If you have it, you're called Rh positive. If you don't, you're called Rh negative. Now, you can relax with being Rh positive or Rh negative. It has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with your mental outlook or disposition. You do not have to be blood type A positive to be a positive person. No. But Rh positive blood can only safely be given to other people who also have Rh positive blood. But Rh negative blood can be given to anyone. So Rh factor is something that can only safely be given to people who already have it. Right, Doc? Kind of like money? Yeah, I don't want to go there. If you stayed awake and you paid attention during this little review, you would realize that blood type O negative is what is considered a universal donor. Someone with O negative blood can give their blood to anyone. But someone with O negative blood can only safely receive blood from another O negative donor. Interestingly, only about 6% of the human population has O negative blood. I've known since I started donating blood, in fact since high school biology lab, that I'm in that 6%. I have O negative blood. That means that my blood can save the life of absolutely anyone here, and I would give it freely without hesitation or question. But if my life were in danger, if I needed blood, hey, count the wait staff. Maybe half a dozen people here even could save my life. Do you know what blood type you have? A number of years ago, a good friend of mine was the medical director of the blood bank in the community where I live. He is a physician. And one afternoon as I was donating, I noticed that there was a brightly colored sticker placed on my blood bag that I didn't see on anyone else's. I didn't really think it meant friend of the director. When I finished, I went upstairs to pay my friend a visit. Hey, Tony. His name's Tony. I know I'm O negative, universal donor and all, but why was there a bright orange sticker placed on my blood bag? Well, that means you have some special value in your blood. Let me look you up in the computer. Kevin? My name's Kevin. Kevin, in an emergency, anyone can get your blood. No question. But if we have the time and the opportunity, there are actually half a dozen factors that we'll check for. Your blood is negative in 5 of those 6 factors. Suffice it to say that your blood will never go unused because negative blood is always more valuable than positive. No, I can't claim anything for my blood type, but I was delighted that my blood was that much more valuable. Indeed, I had a very firm grasp of this baton. A couple months later, I was in San Diego. I decided to donate blood at the San Diego Padres blood drive. Woo! Hey, I'd have donated anyway, but they're going to give me a free ticket. Why not? About a week later, I got a letter from the blood bank. Nice thank you note, new gallon card. No. The letter was to inform me that my blood had tested positive for hepatitis C, a chronic, deadly disease. And although they tested my blood again and it was negative, they couldn't use my blood. And because of FDA regulations, I was permanently barred from ever donating blood again. How would a letter like that make you feel? I was shocked. I was saddened. And I was scared. Although I went through a boatload of tests and learned beyond any reasonable shadow of a doubt I didn't have hepatitis C. I didn't have any health risk. But I was still permanently barred. That was over 8 years ago. I just checked again recently. There's no change. So my leg of this race is over. I can no longer carry this baton anymore. There are certainly good reasons why people can't donate blood. Please don't let ignorance and apathy be among them for you. No, I can't carry this baton anymore. But will you pick it up for me? I've given that speech a number of times, and each time I've done it, people have been motivated to donate blood. I hope some of you are today. So I invited my friend Chris Newell from the American Red Cross Blood Bank, and he's here today. And if you're the least bit interested and motivated, he's got information and can let you know how you can be able to donate blood, because I can't. And if you're O negative, who knows? Your blood might be there if I need it. That was over 8 years ago. Now, when I went through all those tests and I went back to my blood bank and I said, hey, I'm false positive, just let me donate again. No. But please encourage other people to donate. You know, at the time I went, sure. And other than passing conversation with somebody somewhere along the way, I never mentioned it. Until all of a sudden, I needed a speech, I needed a story, and I saw that marquee. And I said, yeah, that's it. Now, was that story sensational? No. But you bet you it was sincere. Each of you have stories in your life that may not be sensational, but can be brought across sincere and can have positive impact on all of us. Sure, we heard Kelly tell us about the work that went on in Peru. We heard Richard's father-in-law talk about going to Antarctica. They don't have to be that fancy. They just have to be your stories and sincere to make the points that you want to make. Because as each of you can take the framework I've given you, the concept of effective memory to get in and connect with those stories, that's how you're going to be able to build your story file. And so the next time you're called to the lectern or platform, you're prepared to tell your story and make your point. Listen.